10
All right, we got Steve out there rocking some pretty bright shoes made with real tennis ball. I can't confirm that, but got everybody out here checked in. Find y'all my turn marshals out here if you're running four-wheel drive or stadium truck. I may need your presence at this time. The BPSP shirt. All right, I do have some turn marshals out here. Do I have anybody to your left, Brian? Okay. Yeah, I suppose so. All right, folks. You guys know the drill. You guys know the drill. Don't be a hammer. Now let's get to some racing action. All right, Anthony a 16.6, John a 16.6, Joe a 19, Theo an 18, and Jeff a 16.5. All right, folks, we are 40 seconds in. 2 laps in the books for everybody now. The fastest lap being reset, John Engelman a 15.9. Doing just fine. This time by a 15.7. What rhymes with 7? 11. 11 does rhyme with 7. So 15.7 rhymes with 11. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue so well, but hey, we'll work on it. Right now it's Engelman out front, followed by Anthony, Jeff, Joe, and Theo. We're a minute 20 down with 4:40 remaining. So we got John a 23.11 for pace right now. We got Anthony 22.03. Jeff now 22.02. Joe a 21.01. And Theo a 19.01. Minute 40 down. John currently 1.8 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 0.1 ahead of Jeff. Things changing up just a bit here. Now it's going to be Jeff Nyes taking over the top spot. So Jeff running one of those blue and white cars out there. 2 minutes down, 4 minutes to go. And now Anthony having a turn at the top for just a moment. Jeff taking it right back. Those two currently just 0.3 of a second apart. So we got 2:15 down, 3:45 left. Jeff Cross here. This time around, it's going to be Anthony once again up top. 22.02, Jeff 22.07, John also 22.07. Got Joe at 22.12, Theo 20.11. 2:35 down, 3:25 remaining. So fast lap can be John at a 15.7. We got Anthony a 16.0, Jeff a 15.9, Joe a 16.3, Theo a 17.7. All right, folks, approaching the halfway marker. 3 minutes down, 3 minutes remain. Anthony 1.4 ahead of Jeff, Jeff 2.8 ahead of John, John 0.7 ahead of Joe, Joe 16 ahead of Theo. Got 2:45 remaining. This is our final race on this track layout. It's the farewell race if you like this track. If you didn't like this track, it's the good riddance race. It's all about perspective, I'm being told. 3:35 down, 2:25 remaining. Anthony 22.03, Jeff 22.04. Got Joe 22.12, John 22.16, and Theo on a 20.16. 2:10 remains.
Two minutes left.
You heard the man. Just 2 minutes remain in this qualifier. Anthony currently 3.2 ahead of Jeff. Jeff 1.8 ahead of Joe. Joe 4 ahead of John. John a lap up on Theo. Anthony going 15.9 last time by. Got a minute 35 to go, drivers. Heat number 2 coming up next. So, minute 20 to go. Got Anthony 22.02, Jeff 22.08, Joe 22.11, John 22.15, Theo 20.13. Minute 10 remains, drivers. Five minutes in.
1 minute left.
So, Anthony, Jeff, Joe, John, and Theo, your current running order. Anthony holding a 3.5 second lead. You got Jeff 2.4 ahead of Joe. Joe 3.6 ahead of John. John a lap up on Theo. 40 seconds to go, drivers. Heat 2, be ready. Fifteen seconds remain, drivers. Time is about to expire. Keep on going, drivers. Keep going. Keep going.
John Engelman done. Anthony Zachiglowski done. Joe Colicchio done. Jeff Nyes done.
And
all drivers are finished.
That'll be a race, guys.
10 quartet done.
Got Jeff Nyes taking that one in the very end of things. 22.07. Got Anthony right there with him, 22.09. Joe at 22.11. John 21.01. And Theo 20.14. All right, I may need all of you guys to set your cars down. Come on out to turn marshal. Up next is heat number 2. This one's going to be Pat, Art, John, Ryan, and James.
James Colicchio. Patrick Brill. Loctite Milio. Let's Go Art. Ryan R. Randall.
All right, got everybody checked in. Got almost all of my marshals. Just need one more. All right, folks, we are going racing on the sound of the tone. All right, everybody's off to a start here. Everybody's being scored. All right, we got James first lap of 15.8, John a 16.2, Art 16.7, Ryan 16.1, Pat 16.2. All right, 15.8 for James Colicchio, first 2 laps. And if he averages the 15.8, his pace is going to be a 23.04. We got 45 seconds down. All right, now it's Colicchio off front. His pace 23.05. Got Brill 23.10. Emilio 22 flat. Cardinale 22.06. And Randall 22.10. Right now, everyone pretty close from first to last. It's 3 seconds. All right, James going 15.7. Pat a 15.9. John 15.9. Art 16.4 and Ryan 16.4 at the moment. We got minute 20 down, 4:40 left. Once again, guys, new track tonight after racing. So this is the final race on this particular layout. It might not look a whole ton different optically when we're done, but it's going to be a whole new track. We're going the opposite way. It's going to be just enough changes to make it all new. Got 2 minutes down, 4 minutes to go. Right now it's James Colicchio out front. He's on 23.09 for pace. Emilio 22.04. Cardinale 22.05. Pat going 22.06. Ryan 22.08. So currently Colicchio 3.5 ahead of Emilio. Got John half a second up on Art. Art 0.3 ahead of Pat. And let's see. Those guys 0.4 ahead of Ryan. Right now, Pat and Art, closest battle, 0.01 differential. Yeah, 2:35 down, 3:25 left. Up next is going to be heat number 3. At 3:15 to go in this one. James Colicchio, your race leader, driving black buggy white wheels. Got Emilio out there running the orange, white with some blue. Got Pat out there running the white and yellow with some orange. Art running his signature multicolored paint job. And Ryan running his signature pink, blue, and white. All right, James Colicchio, that last time by, checking in a 15.5. This time by a 15.6. He is in the mix. Right now, James finds himself 6.4 ahead of John. John just 0.5 ahead of Art. Art 0.3 ahead of Pat. And Pat 2 seconds ahead of Ryan. 3:30 down, 2:30 to go. James 23.08, John 22.02, Art 22.03, Pat 22.04, Ryan 22.08. At 2:15 to go, drivers.
Two minutes left.
4 minutes down, 2 to go. James now 6 seconds ahead of second place. So James pace now 23.07. John almost on 23, 22.01. Got Art right there with him, 22.02. Pat right there as well, 22.03. And Ryan not too far back, 22.07. Minute 35 remains, drivers. Minute 20 to go. James 23.08, John 22 flat, Art 22.02, Pat 22.02 as well, and Ryan 22.08. Just over 1 minute remains, drivers.
1 minute left.
James now almost 7 seconds ahead. Got John 1.4 ahead of Art, Art 0.2 ahead of Pat, Pat 5 ahead of Ryan. Now 45 seconds left. "30 seconds remain, drivers. "20 to go. "10 seconds remain. Closest battle here, 2, 3, and 4. Got John 1.8 ahead of Art, and Art 0.6 ahead of Pat. Keep going, drivers. Keep going.
Let's go Art done. Patrick Brill done. James Colicchio done. Ryan R. Randall done.
And one more car.
All drivers are finished.
So James Colicchio goes
Loctite
23.08.
Melio
John Melio sneaks by for that 23rd lap, going 23.15. Got Art 22.01. Pat also 22.01. Ryan 22.08. All right, I'm going to need you guys to set your cars down. Come on out to turn marshal. Up next is race number 3.
Steve Loom.
All right, this one's going to be BP, Bryant,
Rice
Jordan,
Cake
Brian,
Supreme.
and Steve.
Goompa.
And Doug.
Jordan Rivera. Doug LaRiviere.
All right, folks. So I got a couple marshals out here. Need a couple more. Man, these guys are all ready to go before the marshal showed up. All right. I got Pat, I got James, I got Art, got Ryan, and John. Let's get you in front of the driver's stand, John. All right, folks. We are going racing. First lap, Bryant Mirafuente going 14.5. Got Brandon a 14.8, Doug a 15.2, Jordan a 16.0, Steve a 16.4. Wait a second. Yeah, no, that's right. All right, 45 in, 5:15 to go. Got Doug going 14.9 that time around. All right, we are 1 minute down with 5 minutes remaining. Right now, it is Mirafuente out front on 25.03. We got Doug 24.05, Brandon 24.13, Jordan at 24.13 as well, Steve 23.06, and Brian at 21 at the moment. That will likely change. Careful in the middle, guys. Cinnamon roll. So Mirafuente posting fast lap in this one, 14.3. Way to be. I think that's the 17.5 track record, actually. Got minute 45 down, 4:15 remaining. Got Doug going 14.7 that last time by, which in itself is a pretty quick lap. Got a minute. 2 minutes down, 4 minutes to go. Right now it's Bryant out front, 25.05, Doug at 24.01, Jordan at 24.13, Brandon 23.01, Steve 23.06. 3:45 remaining, drivers. All right, 2:30 down, 3:30 left. Right now, Bryant 4 seconds ahead of Doug. Doug 4 seconds ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1.2 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 3 ahead of Steve, and Steve will lap up on Brian. .245 down, 3:15 remains. So Brian 25:06, 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. Doug at 24:05, Jordan at 24:12, Brandon 24:14, Steve 23:05, and Brian bringing that fast lap down to a 15:6. 3:15 in, 2:45 remains. So race leader out there running the blue and highlighter yellow. Doug out there rocking the white shell with the red stickers. Jordan running the gray, pink, and white, his signature colors. BP, always orange, all the time. 3:50 down with 2:10 to go. All right, 4 minutes in.
2 minutes left.
Bryant's out front, 25:09. Doug at 24:04. Jordan 24:11. Brandon 24:13. Steve at 23:08. Brian at 22. A minute 40 to go, drivers. Minute 25 remaining. So Bryant now 6 ahead of Doug. Doug 5 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 1 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 7.9 ahead of Steve. Steve 18 ahead of Brian. Just over a minute to go, drivers.
One minute left.
So Bryant 25:10, Doug 24:04, Brandon 24:10, Jordan 24:13, Steve 23:07, Brian 22:14. 45 seconds to go. Drivers got one more heat of buggy coming up. $30 seconds left. $20 seconds remain. All right, folks, time has expired. Keep on going. Don't stop yet.
Doug Lariviere done. Steve Leung done. Goompa done. Rice Cakes Supreme done. BP done. All drivers are
all right,
finished.
that'll be a race, guys. It's going to be Brian
Jordan
going 25:11. Doug at 24:04. Brandon 24:11. Jordan 24:12. Steve at 23:05. Brian 22:07. All right, coming up next is our final heat of buggy. After this, we are going into our mixed category. That's 13.5 four-wheel and 13.5 truck.
Fix it again, Tony. Kellen Yamamoto. El Tigre. Lucas Zachiglowski. Jovi Levin.
All right, looks like these guys are good to go. Do we have all of our turn marshals here? I got Steve, Brian, Jordan. I got Brandon. I got someone over here. Merp, merp. All right. We're going racing. All right, so Jovi starts us off at 15-4, Kellen at 15-9, Tony at 16, Lucas at 16-0. We got 30 seconds down. All right, Jovi brings it down to a 15-2. 45 seconds in. All right, Jovi now down to a 15-1. His pace currently at 24.05. Got Kellen at 23.03, Lucas 23.10, Tony 23.10. And we got Anthony currently on a 19. All right, Jovi 11, that time by 14.8. Doing great. Wilson down to a 15-3. Got Buck 15 down, 4:45 left. A minute 25 in, 4:35 left. Right now, Jovi 24.02. Got Tony 23.04, Kellen 23.07, Lucas 23.08, Anthony 18.03. Oh, there we go. Silva going 15.8 that time by. All right, folks, we're coming up on 2 minutes down and 4 minutes remaining. We got Jovi out front. He's 2.5 ahead of Tony. Tony 1.3 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.2 ahead of Kellen. Kellen a lap up on Anthony. We got 2:20 down, 3:40 remaining. After this, we got our mixed category hitting the track. That's going to be a mix of four-wheel drive buggies and stadium truck. 2:30 down, 3:30 left. Careful at the wall ride, guys. Careful at the wall ride. And that is clear. All right, 2:45 down, 3:15 remains. Jovi now 6 seconds ahead of Tony. Tony 0.7 ahead of Kellen. Kellen 0.086 ahead of Lucas. And Lucas locked up on Anthony. 3 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes to go. All right, 2:45 remains. So Jovi 24.07, Tony 23.07, Lucas 23.09, Kellen also 23.09, and we got Anthony on 19.14. Jovi going 14.7 that last time by. All right, folks, got 3:50 down, 2:10 to go.
Two minutes left.
All right, $1.50 remains. Jovi 10.9 ahead of Tony. Tony 1.5 ahead of Kellen. Kellen 0.1 ahead of Lucas. A minute 45 to go, drivers. Closest battle going to be for the 2 spot. Tony 0.9 ahead of Kellen now. Kellen 0.2 ahead of Lucas. Minute 30 remains, drivers. Careful in the chicane. Race leader going for a quick tumble. Steve there to help him out. All right, folks, got a minute 5 remaining here.
1 minute left.
50 seconds remain. Jovi 24:10 for pace. Got Tony 23:06, Lucas 23:07, Kellen 23:08. Still battle going on, 2, 3, and 4. Oh. 35 seconds left. .20 seconds remain. This time around, Lucas 0.8 ahead of Tony. Tony 1.3 ahead of Kellen. 15 seconds left.
Fix it again, Tony done. Jovi Levin done. Kellen Yamamoto done. LT Gray done. All
And
drivers
that will
are
be a
finished.
race, guys. It's going to be Jovi Levin
Lucas
taking that one,
Cichowski
going
done.
24:08. Tony in the 2 spot going 23:07. Lucas 23:08. Kellen 23:09. And Anthony at 19 flat. All right, guys. Up next is Stadium Truck mixed with 4-wheel buggy.
Patrick Brill. Hollywood. Steve Loom. Rice Cakes Supreme.
All right, I may need all my drivers from that last race to come on out and turn marshal, please.
Jordan Rivera. BP. Gumpa.
All right, everybody's checked in. Got all my marshals out here. We're going racing. All right, we got Brian going 15-1, Jordan 15-8, Steve a 16-0, Brandon 17. Trucks, we got Brian a 16-2, Pat 17, Sal 17 on the opening lap. All right, we are now 40 seconds in. Bryant leading the 4 wheels, and Brian leading the trucks. $50 down, 4:10 remain. Bryant currently 20:06, got Brandon a 19:10. Jordan an 18:08, Steve an 18:15. Over on the truck side of things, got Brian a 19:04, Pat 18:06, and Sal 17:02. Minute 10 down. So fast lap now, 14.5 out of Bryant. Oh, I stuck on the teeter-totter. Minute 30 down, 3:30 left. Hey, that's not right. Wednesdays are 6 minutes. There we go. Minute 45 in, 4:15 remaining. So Bryant currently 23 flat for pace. Brandon at 23.06. Steve 22.07. Jordan 22.10. On the truck side of things, got Brian at 23.14. Pat 21.07. And Sal right there with him, 21.09. $210 down, 350 remains. Bryant's out front, 24.10 in the works. So we got 235 down, 325 remaining. So, Bryant, oh, careful, back straight, back straight. All clear. So, Bryant on a 24.06 at the moment. He actually won 25 laps with this two-wheel drive. So we're 3 minutes down, 3 minutes left. Bryant 24.12 at the moment. Brandon 23.04. Jordan 22.02. Steve 22.12. Truck, we're looking at Brian 23.11. Pat 21 flat. And Sal 21.13. At 3:25 down, 2:35 to go. Bryant out front. He's about 4 seconds ahead of Brandon. Brandon 8 seconds ahead of Jordan. Jordan 4.8 ahead of Steve. Trucks, we got Brian 12 ahead of Pat, and Pat 7 ahead of Sal. 2:10 remains, drivers. All right, we're coming up on 4 minutes down.
2 minutes left.
Careful in the cinnamon roll, guys. All right, coast is clear. $150 remains. BG, Pat, and Sal, your truck order. Brian, Brandon, Jordan, and Steve, your buggy order. Minute 40 to go, drivers. Minute 25 remains. At this point, we got Bryant. Pace getting quicker, 24.05. Brandon 23.07. Jordan 22.02. Steve 22.04. And for trucks, got Brian at 23.10. Pat 22.14. Sal 21.13. All right, folks, just over 1 minute remains. We are now 5 minutes in.
1 minute left.
Bryant now 12 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 9 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.7 ahead of Jordan. The closest battle right now, Jordan and Steve. Careful in the cinnamon roll, guys. $35 seconds remain. $30 to go. And this time by, it looks like Steve has a 1.8 second advantage over Jordan. That's still our closest battle on track with 20 seconds left. Careful going crosstown, guys.
Jordan Ribera done. Rice Cakes Supreme done. BP done. Goompa done. Patrick Brill done. Hollywood done.
All right, that'll
All
be a race,
drivers are
guys.
finished.
So Brian going
Steve Wu
24-13, Brandon at 23:05, Steve 23:16, Jordan 22:01. Trucks, we got Brian at 22:01, Pat 22:13, and Sal 21:13. All right, folks, time is now 7:09, so we'll get round 2 started about 7:20.
Ryan R. Randall. Fix it again, Tony. 25.2. Sixteen 6. 16-1. Sixteen flat. 16-8. Fifteen 9. Sixteen 1. 15-8. 103.5. 15-8. 15-6. 18 flat. El Tigre. 15-7. 22.9. 15-9. 20.1. 17-8. 18-2. 16-1. 18-4. 15-7. 16-1. 15-8. 16 flat. 101.6. 15-8. 16-5. 18 flat. 25.6. 15-6. 16-7. 16-8. 15-9. 17-6. 17-4. 19 flat. 16-4. 15-8.
Okay, folks, it is time for round number 2.
Anthony Zachiglowski. Joe Kolekchio. John Engelman. Ten Carted. Jeff Nyes.
Okay, folks, I may need some turn marshals out here. Get my guys from race number 5, that mixed category. Truck and 4-wheel buggy. All right, got my truck guys out here. All right, looking for the rest of my turn marshals. I need maybe 2 more minimum. 4-wheel drive. Is there anybody on this right side over here? Okay, Goompa's here. Well, okay. We are going racing. Oh, those are other marshals. They're out smoking. Can we? I agree. I like fire. All right, we got Anthony fastest opening lap at 16.2. Jeff going 16.4. John 16.5. Joe is 16.6. Theo 17.2. All right, so give these guys another lap here. We're now 50 seconds in. Got John Engelman out front. He's on a 22.08. Got Anthony at 22.11. Theo 21 flat. Jeff 21.11. Joe at 20.05. So we're a minute 15 down now. Our fast lap so far, 15.8 from John Engelman. He's driving the blue, orange, and white buggy. Anthony holding down the 2 spot, driving the gold car down the back straight. Theo Lynn in the 3 spot currently. Red and white looking to fight. Minute 35 down, 4:25 to go. Oh. Buck 45 down, 4:15 remaining. Oh, is there something on the track? I think Steve might have picked up some debris. Is that somebody's wing? Oh, man. Well, Joe's about to find out how his car drives without a wing, it looks like. It doesn't look terrible. But then again, I'm not driving it, so it's easy for me to say. All right, let's see. So Colicchio going 16-2, no wing. .235 down, 3:25 to go. Careful in the chicane, guys. That is clearing up. So I know in sprint cars they have a non-wing class, but I have a feeling that would probably be the least popular buggy class ever. Joe not looking terrible. We got 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. Right now, Engelman leading the way, 22:01. We got Anthony 22:14, Jeff 21:03, Joe 21:16, and Theo 20:04. At 2:45 to go. John currently 5 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 2.5 ahead of Jeff. Jeff 6 ahead of Joe, and Joe 4 ahead of Theo. Yeah, 2:25 remaining. So John currently 3.5 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 1 ahead of Jeff. Jeff 8 ahead of Joe. Joe 5 ahead of Theo. So we are now coming up on 4 minutes down.
2 minutes left.
John 22:07, Anthony 22:13, Jeff 22:14, Joe 21:11, Theo 20:03. Minute 45 remains. This is round number 2 of qualifying. Careful getting onto the back straight. Minute 30 to go, drivers. Oh, Engelman now just 0.3 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 2.9 ahead of Jeff. Jeff 8 ahead of Joe. And Joe 15 ahead of Theo. Now minute 10 remaining, drivers. 70 to go. Five minutes down.
1 minute left.
This time by Engelman just 0.8 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 1.8 ahead of Jeff. Oh, careful up front, guys. Careful up front. We got 40 seconds to go, drivers. Seconds remain. And this one, we got Engelman 1.6 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 2.3 ahead of Jeff. 15 seconds to go, drivers. Five seconds remain. Keep going, drivers.
Anthony Zachiglowski done. Joe Colicchio done. John Engelman done.
All right,
Jeff
one more
Nyes
car.
done. All drivers are finished.
And that'll be your race. John
10
Engelman
car
takes
tech
that qualifier going 22.09. Got Jeff 22.12, Anthony 21 flat, Joe 21.06, Theo a 20.15. All right, folks, I'm going to need you to set your buggies down. Come on out to turn marshal. Up next is Heat 2.
James Colicchio. Loctite Milio. Ryan R. Randall. Patrick Brill. Let's go, Art.
Careful in the cinnamon roll. Got some of my marshals out here. Waiting for a few more. All right. Hey, Theo, you're supposed to turn marshal. Let's get you out here. Hey, Theo. All right, folks, we're going to get this party started here. All right, opening lap. Got James going 15.6. Pat a 16, John a 17, Art going 16.3, and Ryan with a 15.9. We're 30 seconds in. James Colicchio out front. 40 down, 2 laps in from almost everybody. It's going to be Ryan Randall taking over the top spot, 15.7 that time by. So we're 50 in, 5:10 to go. Ryan, James, Art, Pat, and John, your early running order. Ryan going 15.6 that time by, putting his pace to a 23.02. Yeah, James 23.08, Art 22 flat, Pat 22 flat as well, and John 22.10. Minute 15 down, 4:45 remains. Ryan bringing that fast lap down to a 16.5. Sorry, 15.5. So right now, Ryan 1.4 ahead of James. James 1.3 ahead of Art. Art 0.2 ahead of Pat. Pat 0.9 ahead of John. Got a minute 35 down, 4:25 remaining. Ryan almost on a 24-lap run. All right, drivers, we are now 2 minutes down with 4 minutes to go. Oh. So we got the leader coming up on some fellow competitors here. John getting leadered a bit. Yeah, 2:15 down, 3:45 left. So Ryan Randall out front, he is 4 seconds ahead of Pat. Yeah, Pat 1 second ahead of Art. Art 1.4 ahead of James. James 6 seconds ahead of John. Yeah, 2:40 down, 3:20 to go. Oh, 250 in, 3:10 to go. Ryan Randall out front, 4.3 ahead of Pat. Pat 2.8 ahead of James. James 0.9 ahead of Art. And Art 5.6 ahead of John. 3 down, 3 to go. Ryan's pace right now at 23:05. Pat 23:15. James Art 22:06. James 22:09. John 21:01. 3:15 in. 2:45 remains. All right, 3:30 down, 2:30 to go. Ryan on a 23:07, Pat 23:14, Art 22:04, James 22:12, John 22:14. Ryan currently 3.7 ahead of Pat, Pat 3.9 ahead of Art 4.8 ahead of James, James 0.3 ahead of John, though that will likely change. We're coming up on 4 minutes down.
2 minutes left.
Race leader driving the pink and white with the blue trim. Got Pat Brill in the 2 spot. He is driving the white, yellow with the orange. Art running his multicolored ride. That is black, orange, yellow, and white. John running the orange, blue, and white. And James running the black car with the white wheels. Minute 30 to go. Not time by. Ryan Randall going in even faster. 15.5. Looking alive. Minute 20 to go. Right now 4.2 ahead of Pat. Pat 4.3 ahead of Art. Art 4.5 ahead of John. John 7 ahead of James.
One minute left.
You heard the man. A minute to go. .45 seconds left, drivers. Ryan 23:08, Pat 23:14, Art 22:03, John 22:07, and James 21:08. 35 seconds remain. .25 seconds to go. Closest battle could be Art and John. They're 1.7 apart. 15 seconds remain, drivers. All right, keep going, folks. Computer will announce when you are done.
Loctite Milio done. Let's go Art done. James Colicchio done. Patrick Brill done. All drivers are finished.
And that'll be a race. Ryan Randall going
Randall
23:09. Pat goes 23:14. Art 22:03. John 22:04. James 21:13. And that will take us into race number 3. That is our third heated buggy. Brian, Doug, Brandon, Jordan, Steve, and Brian.
Steve Loom. Rice Cakes Supreme. BP. Jordan Rivera. Doug Lariviere. Gumpa.
All right, everybody's checked in. Yeah, already got James, got Ryan, got somebody down here. And I got John. Okay, I think that's everybody. Okay, folks, we're going to get this party started here. You know, I think I can accommodate that request. We'll try it again. Out of my way, Goomba. 25 seconds in. And fastest opening lap goes to BP, 14.8. All right, lap 2. We got BG going to 15.5. Doug going 15.1. Goomba going 14.9. Brandon another 14.8. Doing great. 50 seconds down. Right now it's BP followed by BG. Then Doug, Jordan, Bryant, and Steve. Minute 5 down, 4:55 to go. So BP currently at 24 flat in the works. Scott Bryan at 24.12. Doug 23.02. Bryant 23.04. Jordan 23.10. Steve 22.03. Still early here. Buck 25 down. 4:35 to go. Got Brandon currently about 3 seconds ahead of Brian. Brian 0.3 ahead of Bryant. Bryant 1 second ahead of Doug. Doug 0.9 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 2 ahead of Steve. We're just about 2 minutes down. So BP 24.01. Brian 24.11. Bryant also 24.11. Doug at 24.13. Jordan 23.03. Steve 23.11. At 2:15 down with 3:45 to go. $2.25 down, 3:35 left. So Brandon 2.3 ahead of Bryant. Bryant 1.2 ahead of Doug. Doug 1.3 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.6 ahead of Jordan. Got 3:15 remaining in this race. All right, fast lap this run is going to be a 14.6 out of Bryant. We got 14.8 from Brandon and Doug, 15.3 for Brian, 15.2 for Jordan, 15.4 for Steve. 3 down, 3 to go, drivers. $2.45 remains. Once again, guys, it's going to be the final race on this track. Doing a track change after racing tonight. It's going to be easy work. And if you stay and help out, you can be amongst the first to run on the new track. 3:30 down, 2:30 to go. I estimate this track change will probably take, might even take 20 minutes. All right, maybe we can get it done in 15. We got about 4 minutes down, drivers.
2 minutes left.
BP 24.02. Bryant now 24.03. Doug at 24.07. Brian 23 flat. Jordan 23.04. Minute 45 remains right now. BP just half a second ahead of Goomba. Goompa 4.5 ahead of Doug. Doug 4.5 ahead of Brian. Brian 2.3 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 2.2. Well, actually, yeah. Computer still gives me a figure. Minute 20 to go. It's going to be Brian now, ahead by 1/10 of a second. And as they cross again, that figure increases to 0.6. Oh. Got 5 minutes down.
1 minute left.
Brian 24:02, Brandon 24:03, Doug 24:08, Brian at 23:02, Jordan 23:04. "40 seconds remain, drivers." "25 seconds left." Bryant 24:01, almost on 25 lapper. Brandon 24:03, Doug 24:09, Brian 23:02, Jordan 23:04. Closest battles got Bryant and Brandon 1.3 apart. Brian and Jordan 1.2 apart.
Goompa done. Rice Cakes Supreme done. Jordan Rivera done. Doug Lariviere done.
And one more car.
All drivers
That'll be a race,
finished.
guys. That is the
BP
conclusion to
done.
heat number 3. Brian goes 24:02. Brandon 24:03. Doug 24:08. Brian 23:02. Jordan 23:03. And we're going to move into race number 4.
Fix it again, Tony. Lucas Sichiglowski. El Tigre. Jovi Levin. Kellen Yamamoto.
All right, folks, got my marshals out here. These guys look like they're ready to go. So we're going to go. All right, Jovi starting us off a 14.9. Tony a 16.2. Lucas a 15.8. Kellen a 16.1. And Anthony with a 16.5. We are just 30 seconds in. All right, 45 seconds in. Tony improving to a 15.6. Anthony improving to a 15.7. All right, so Jovi 11 out front. He is on 25.12. Got Tony 23.04. Lucas 23.04. Kellen 23.11. Anthony also on a 23-lap run. Got minute 5 down. 4:55 to go. Fast lap going to be Jovi 11, a 14.7. $120 down, 4:40 to go. All right, now it's Levin, Wilson, Silva, Yamamoto, and Siglowski. We got a minute 35 down, 4:25 to go. A minute 45 in, 4:15 remaining here. Jovi still on a 25 lap pace. Right now, he is 1 second back at TQ pace. Round one, Goompa went a 25:11.2. Right now, Jovi at 25:12.4. Tony at 23 flat, Kellen at 23:12, Anthony at 22 flat, and Lucas at 22:09. 3:45 remaining. I don't know what Silva did to his car, but he did something right. Looking good this round. Yeah, 2:30 in, 3:30 remaining. So 11 currently 8.3 ahead of Wilson. Wilson 5 ahead of Kellen. Kellen 1.4 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 0.8 ahead of Lucas. 3:10 to go, drivers. Oh, Jovi 25:12 for a pace. Tony now on a 24:14. Kellen a 23:12. Lucas 23:15. Anthony 22 flat. 2:45 to go, drivers. $3:25 in, 2:35 to go. Oh, Jovi now 9 seconds ahead of Tony. Tony 9 seconds ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.07 ahead of Kellen. And Kellen 6 ahead of Anthony. 2:05 remaining, drivers. Careful up front, up front. That is clear.
2 minutes left.
You heard the man. 2 minutes to go. So this is heat number 4, our final heat of buggy. Well, two-wheel buggy, that is. After this, we'll be going four-wheel buggy combined with stadium. So Jovi looking to be only one of 2 drivers to post a 25-lap run tonight. All right, now 25:14 is the pace. Tony 23:03, Lucas 23:12, Kellen 23:14, Anthony 22:07. A minute 15 to go, drivers. Minute 5 remaining, drivers. We are now 5 minutes in.
1 minute left.
$50 seconds remain. 11 now, 16 ahead of Wilson. Wilson 6.9 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 1.5 ahead of Kellen. Kellen 7 ahead of Anthony. We are now 35 seconds to go. $25 seconds remain. 11 remains on pace to qualify second here. Just a couple seconds back of round 1 TQ of Bryant Mirafuente. 10 seconds remain, drivers.
LT Gray done. Jovi Levin done. Fix it again, Tony done.
All right, that'll be a race, guys.
Lucas Sichigloski done.
Jovi going 25-14. Tony at 23-03. Lucas
Kellen
23-12.
Yamamoto done.
Kellen also 23-12. Anthony at 22-07. All right, that'll bring us to race number 5. Give these guys a sec. Most of them were turn marshaling just now.
Hollywood. Patrick Brill. Rice Cakes Supreme. Steve Loom. Goompa.
All right, let's see. I got Anthony, I got Tony, I got Jovi, I got Lucas. I'm guessing Kellen's down over here.
Jordan Rivera.
All right, there's BP. All right, guys, it is time to get this party started. Got one down in the cinnamon roll. Fastest opening lap goes to Bryant at a 15.7. A little bit of a slow opening lap for our four-wheel drive group. All right, 14.7 that time by. That's a little bit more in line with my expectations. So we are now 50 seconds in. One down, 5 to go. Right now, it is Bryant out front, 24.05. Jordan, 23.02. Brandon, 23.05. Steven, 19.16. Then we got our trucks. Give me Brian at 22.09. Solid, 22.16. And Pat, 20.06. Buck 15 down, 4:45 to go. BG bringing fast lap down to a 16.0 in the truck group. So, buck 30 down, 4:30 to go. Goompa going 14.6 that time by. Almost as fast as his two-wheel drive. Minute 45 down, 4:15 to go. All right, BG out for our truck. He's on 22.02, solid 22.15, Pat 21.14. And our four-wheel group got Bryant to 25.12, Jordan 23.03, Brandon 23.05, and Steve 21.07. 2:15 down, 3:45 to go. $225 down, 3:35 left. right, now in our four-wheel group, Bryant, new hot lap of 14.5. He is 9.5 ahead of BP. BP 5.9 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 4.9 ahead of Steve. Truck group, we got Brian 2.7 ahead of Sal. Sal 3.2 ahead of Pat. 250 down, 310 to go, drivers. All right, Bryant's out front, 25.10. Got Brandon 23.03, Jordan 23.14, Steve a 22.08. Brian leading truck with a 22.08, Pat on a 21.08, Sal on a 21.09. The closest battle going to be Pat and Sal there, 0.3 of a second apart. 3:25 down, 2:35 to go. .220 remains. Bryant now 12 seconds ahead of the pack. Got Brandon 5.6 ahead of Jordan, and Jordan 4.2 ahead of Steve. 2:10 remains. All right, we are 4 minutes down.
2 minutes left.
Bryant 25.11, Brandon 23.03, Jordan 23.12, Steve 22.04. And truck, we got Brian 22.04, Pat 21.04, and Sal 21.05. Closest battle still going to be Pat and Sal, 0.8 of a second apart. Minute 40 remains. Go ahead. Run along now, little buggy. Careful at the switchbacks, heading onto the back straight. Minute 25 to go. So this will be our final qualifier of the night. After this, we'll be going into main events. Take a short break.
One minute left.
You heard the man, a minute to go. .45 seconds remain. .30 seconds left. .25 to go. .10 seconds remain. Drivers, keep on going. Don't stop until you hear the computer call you as done.
BP done. Patrick Brill done. Rice Cakes Supreme done. Hollywood done. Jordan Rivera
All right, and
done.
that'll be a race, guys.
Goomba done.
So for truck, you got BG going
drivers are
22.01, Pat 21.02,
Steve
Sal
Bloom
21.03. And four-wheel bug, you got Bryant going 25.11, Brandon 23.03, Jordan 23.06, Steve 22.11. All right, folks, we'll get the main event started. Say 8:15, guys, 8:15.
Joe Colicchio. Joe Colicchio.
All right, hey guys, listen up. So, because most of the guys in the A main of 17.5 are also in four
Joe
wheel,
Colicchio.
we're going to have to move four wheel and stadium truck to race number 2. So be ready to go, guys. You guys will be race number 2 now. So our first race up tonight going to be our C group. Going to be Art, Anthony, Jeff, John, Anthony, Joe, and Theo. Race 2 will be our four-wheel drive and stadium truck group. Race number 3 going to be Steve, Lucas, James, Ryan, Kellen, Pat, and John. Race 4 will be Bryant, Jovi, Brandon, Doug, Jordan, Brian, and Tony. Winner of each lower main gets to move up to the next one. We'll get started at 8:15. Yeah. What's up? Oh. All right. Well, thanks for coming out.
Jeff Nice. Jeff Nice. Doug Lariviere. 16-6. $15.5. 16-6. 14-9. 20.6. 15 flat. 15-1. 20.4. 14-8. 16-1. Ryan R. Randall. Steve Loom. 15-8. 16-2. John Engelman. 16-8. Patrick Brill. 15-8. 16-1. 16-3. 15-8. 16 flat. 16-1. 20.7. 17-6. 15-6. Joe Colicchio. 16-1. 16-3. 16-1. 17-2. 15-4. 16-7. 16 flat. 17-6. 18-3. 18-1. 16-5. 16-6. 16-1. 16-4. 16-2. 17-5. 15-5. 16-3, 16-1, 15-8, 16-9, 16-2, 18-2, 16-5, 15-8, 16-6, 15-5, 16-8, 15-9, 17-2, 15-4, 23.2, 16-1, 17-1, 16-1, 17-2, 16-4, 16-5, 15-9, 17-3, 16-6, 16-4, 16-3, 16-3, 18-4, 16-4, 17-3, 17-1, 15-7, 16-3, 16-2, 16-2, 16-8. 17-5. 16-2. John Engelman. Ten car Ted. Seventeen 9. 111.1. 17-3. 17 flat. 18-2. 54.5. 17-8. 19 flat. Joe call
Okay,
it Gio.
folks, it is about that time. We're going to start calling up our C group of buggy. That's going to be our Anthony, Jeff, John, Anthony, Joe, and Theo. Turn marshals will be my guys from race number 4. That's going to be our A group of buggy. Remember, guys, race number 2 going to be 4-wheel drive. Had to change that up so there's that way you guys have turn marshals. If I didn't change that, you guys would have no turn marshals.
Let's go, Art.
All right. So looks like I got most of my guys on track for racing, but I'm looking for turn marshals. That's going to be my A group of buggy, A group of buggy. So that'll be Bryant, Jovi, Brandon, Doug, Jordan, Brian, and Tony. That's my boy. All right, let's see. Can use somebody in that far double L corner. You want to do what to the track? All right, so it's going to be Art on the number 1 spot. Silva left early, so Nyes up to the 2 spot. Engelman up to the 3. Anthony on the 4, our last remaining Anthony. And will be Joe on the 5 and Theo on the 6. All right, we'll get him on the number 4. All right, we got ourselves a grid. We got ourselves some turn marshals. We are going racing in less than 5. All right, so we got Art out front. John in the 2, followed by Joe, Anthony, Jeff, and Theo. Oh, John Engelman, your race leader. He's driving the blue and orange. Down the back straight he goes. Anthony moving up to the 2 spot, followed by Cardinale, Nyes, and Colicchio, and Lynn. I'm not sure if I specified. We are taking the winner of each lower main up to the next one. So we got 55 seconds in, 5:05 to go. Engelman right now 2.5 ahead of that battle for the 2 spot. Right now it's a 4-way battle. We got Art just ahead of Anthony, Jeff, and Joe. Minute 15 down, 4:45 left. Engelman starting to run. 15.5 for your race leader that last time by. Minute 25 down, 4:35 remains. So John 4 ahead of Art 0.5 ahead of Anthony, 1.2 ahead of Jeff, 0.5 ahead of Joe 5 ahead of Theo. Minute 40 down, drivers. And Anthony falling on his lid. That's going to move him back to the 5 spot. But we still got 4:10 remaining, drivers. Plenty of time. Meanwhile, John Engelman starting to get smaller and smaller in the windshield of his competitors. So we're 2:05 down, 3:55 to go. John down the back straightaway, 15-8 this time. And he clocks in 4.2 ahead of Art. Art currently 2.4 ahead of Jeff. Jeff 1.5 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 1.6 ahead of Joe. And Joe about 8 seconds ahead of Theo. All right, 2:30 down, 3:30 left. So John now 3.3 ahead of Art. Art 2.3 ahead of Jeff. Jeff 1.6 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 1.9 ahead of Joe. Joe 6 ahead of Theo. Yeah, 2:50 down, 3:10 remaining. Careful going crosstown, guys. Careful going crosstown. That is clear. Three down, 3 to go, drivers. We are halfway home. Engelman remains your race leader, 3.5 ahead of Art. Art 2.4 ahead of Jeff. Jeff 4.8 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 2.8 ahead of Joe. Joe 9 ahead of Theo. 2:35 remains. Closest battle right now going to be Art and Jeff, 1.5 apart. 2:25 to go. All right, 2:15 remaining. That gap between Art and Jeff slowly getting a little bit smaller. Last time by a 1.1 gap. This time by 1 second even.
2 minutes left.
4 minutes in, 2 minutes to go. And this time around, gap between John and Art, 4.6. Art 1.1 ahead of Jeff. Jeff about 6.5 seconds ahead of Anthony. Anthony 3 seconds ahead of Joe. Joe 10 seconds ahead of Theo. Minute 35 remains, drivers. Minute 25 to go. Now we got two battles. Got Art 0.8 ahead of Jeff and Anthony 1.1 ahead of Joe. All right, good teamwork there, guys. Minute 10 remains. And Art just 0.6 ahead.
1
Anthony
minute
having
left.
some trouble there. That's going to allow Joe to draw closer. We got just under a minute to go, drivers. Oh, two battles going on. Going to be Art versus Jeff and Anthony versus Joe. 45 seconds remain, drivers. Oh, got Jeff riding a bicycle there for a moment. 35 seconds remain. Trouble at the wall ride. And that is clear. 25 seconds remain. And our closest battle now going to be Anthony versus Joe. 1.2 seconds apart. 15 seconds left. Careful in the middle, guys. Middle double, and that's getting cleared up. 5 seconds to go. Oh, Anthony hitting the dot. Hitting Theo. Oh, and Theo
John Engelman
hitting Anthony
done.
there.
Joe
That is
Colicchio
not
done.
even for position.
Anthony Zachiglowski done. Let's go Art done. 10 Quartet done. All drivers
All right,
are
that'll be a
finished.
race. John Engelman making his
Jeff
way
Dye's
up
done.
to the B-main event. Got Art Cardinale taking the 2 spot, Jeff in the 3. Joe slipping Theo a $20 bill. Anthony taking the 5. Theo taking the 6. All right, folks. So up next is going to be truck and 4-wheel buggy. Normally, I like to save the best for last, and stadium
Patrick
truck, let's be
Brill.
honest, is probably the best class. Yeah, I had to move you guys around. That way you guys had turn marshals.
Steve Loom.
All right, so we got our B group after this one. This is going to be our truck and four-wheel buggy spectacular. All right, remember, guys, track change tonight after racing. We're probably about 25 minutes away from that. Track change about 25 minutes away. Getting our final races on this layout in.
Jordan Rivera. Rice Cakes Supreme. Goompa. BP.
Hey, Theo, if you want to marshal with him, you're going to have to hold his hand. Not happening. Oh, BG needs a moment. In the meantime, so our four-wheel buggy grid 1 through 4 going to be Bryant, Brandon, Jordan, and Steve. All right, when BG's ready, he'll go on the 5. We got Pat on the 6 and Sal on the 7. All right, we're getting that truck out onto the grid. All right, folks. Grid set. Drivers ready. We're going racing. Less than 5. All right, so we got Bryant out front driving that blue and yellow machine. BP holding down the 2 spot, all orange all the time. Got Jordan in the 3, followed by Steve, and then we got BG right there with the four-wheel buggies for the time being. Oh, a little trouble for BP there. Let's allow Jordan up to the 2 spot. 45 in for, hold on. All right, we are just about 1 minute down with 5 minutes remaining. So early fast laps, we got Bryant going 14.5 that time around. Jordan at 15.3. We got Brandon at 15.4. Steve at 15.6. Meanwhile, Brian 15.8 representing the trucks. Sal going 17.1 and Pat 16.6. We're a minute 20 down, 4:40 to go, drivers. Careful up front, guys. That is clear. Minute 30 in, 4:30 left. So, Brian, Brandon, Jordan, and Steve, your buggy order. Truck order, Brian, Sal, and Pat. $1.45 down, 4:15 to go. All right, 2 minutes down, 4 minutes remain. So BG, 20, let's see, 15.6 for a new fast lap and truck. Backs it up with another 15.6. Meanwhile, Goompa going 14.4. Got BP at 15.0, Jordan at 15.2, Steve 15.3. All right, 2:25 down, 3:35 left. All right, 3:20 to go, drivers. I'm just going to, yeah. So we have 2 battles. Got Brandon and Jordan doing battle. And then we got Steve and Brian doing battle. They're in separate categories, but they're battling out there for overall standing. Yeah, 310 down, 250 to go. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and call that a battle. I mean, it is what it is. These guys racing each other. 330 down, 230 to go. BP having a little trouble there, letting Jordan by. And Steve just hanging out on the tailgate of BG. At 2:15 remaining. $3.55 in, 2:05 to go. We are almost 4 minutes down. Careful on the back straight, back straight.
2 minutes
That's
left.
clearing up. BP is falling. Got 4:15 down, 1:45 remaining now. So now closest battle on track. Going to be Brian and Steve. Yeah, 1:25 to go. Right now, Bryant is 9 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 2.5 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 11 ahead of Steve. On the truck side, things got Brian on 17 ahead of Sal. Sal 1.7 ahead of Pat. Oh, a little get together there between Jordan and Brandon. I just saw the aftermath of that one.
1 minute left.
Well, those guys are 1.7 apart now. That's Sal and Pat 1.7 apart last time by. Pat starting to gain some ground. 0.7 now the gap. 40 seconds remain, drivers. $30 seconds to go. Whoa. 20 seconds to go. All right, time is about to expire, guys. When you cross the line, you will be done.
Jordan Rivera done. Goompa done. BP done. Hollywood done. Patrick Brill done. Rice Cakes Supreme done.
All right,
All
folks,
drivers
that
are
will be a
finished.
race.
Steve
So, four-wheel buggy podium going to be Brian, Jordan, and Brandon. Your truck podium going to be Brian, Sal, and Pat. And that'll take us into our B group, race number 3 of our main event round.
Lucas Sichiglowski. Loctite Milio. Ryan R. Randall. James Colicchio. John Engelman.
Okay.
Patrick Brill.
So we got almost everybody checked in here. I may need a little help at the wall ride. Careful at the wall ride, guys.
Steve Loom.
All right, maybe if I can get another Marshall on the left-hand side. I'm going to need a little help over there. Okay, we got Jordan taking a quick potty break. All right, so our starting lineup can be Steve on the number 1, Lucas on the number 2, James on the number 3, Ryan number 4, Pat 5, John 6, John Melio 6, John Engelman 7. All right, folks, winner of this one goes on to the A main event. Drivers, best of luck. We're going racing. Less than 5. All right, a little clash between our top two is going to put Colicchio out front. Got Steven the 2, followed by Lucas, then Ryan. Oh, trouble at the wall ride. 20 seconds down. All right, we're 30 seconds in. So we got Colicchio half a second up on Steve. Steve 0.8 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1 ahead of John. Got John 0.6 ahead of his fellow John. John 2.8 ahead of Pat. Pat 0.4 ahead of Lucas. 50 seconds in, drivers. Colicchio out front, driving the black car, white wheels. Oh, finds a board. And that's going to knock him back to the 3 spot. So Steve Leung out to the top spot. That's Steve in the lead, followed by Ryan and James. And we got John, Lucas, and Pat. We're a $120 down, 440 to go, drivers. Race leader just half a second ahead. Then we got Ryan just 0.3 ahead of James. James with the bad bounce. Looked like he landed on Ryan's wing. 140 down. Now the battle's on for the 3 spot. That's to be John versus James versus John versus Lucas. $150 down, 410 remains. So 2 minutes in, 4 minutes to go. Battle is on mid-pack. Oh, trouble for James. 210 down, 350 to go. This time by, we got, let's see, Ryan 0.7 ahead of John. John 0.9 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.9 ahead of John. John 0.8 ahead of James. James 2.7 ahead of Pat. 225 down, 335 left. Steve right now with a 2.9 second lead. Race leader driving that white and blue ride. 240 down, 320 to go. $310 remains. Three minutes down, 3 minutes to go. This time around, Steve 2.7 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 2 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.6 ahead of Melio. Melio 0.6 ahead of Engelman. Engelman 0.6 ahead of Colicchio. And we got James 2.5 ahead of Pat. 2:45 to go, drivers. Closest battle down the back straight through the first set of switchbacks. Got 335 down, 225 remaining. Oh, this time by John, James, John, your closest battle. Melio 0.2 ahead of Colicchio. Colicchio 0.4 ahead of Engelman. We're coming up on 2 minutes remaining, drivers. Mid-pack battle still going strong. Colicchio making the move, threading the needle up to the 4 spot. Careful back straight. Go inside. Inside. That is clear. Colicchio now up to the 3 spot. Putting himself in podium position. A little trouble there. That's going to knock both those guys back a few spots. Oh. Careful at the wall ride, guys. Go. Minute 35 to go. Steve this time by 1.7 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 5 ahead of John. Got Emilio 0.3 ahead of Engelman. Engelman 2 seconds ahead of Lucas. Trouble for Lucas. That's going to put Colicchio up a spot. A minute 15 to go, drivers. Minute 10 to go.
One minute left.
You heard the man. 5 minutes down. A minute remains. Now we got the John battle going on. Emilio versus Engelman. On to the back straight they go. 45 seconds left. "35 seconds remain. The 2 closest battles right now going to be Emilio versus Engelman. And we got Lucas 0.7 ahead of James. James 1.5 ahead of Pat. 25 seconds to go. Careful in the chicane, guys. That is clear. Quick action from Jordan there. Quick draw. 5 seconds left. All right, when you cross the start-finish line, your race will be done.
John Engelman done.
Oh, last corner.
Done.
Good battle,
James
guys.
Colicchio done. Patrick Brill done.
All right, that'll be a race, guys. So Steve makes it to the A-main event. Your podium tonight going to be Ryan, John, and John. Randall, Emilio, and Engelman. Grab your cars, head to the podium. Up next is going to be our A-main event. The final race on this track layout.
Jovi Levin. Doug Lariviere. Rice Cakes Supreme. Goompa. BP. El Tigre. Jordan Rivera.
All right, I may need some turn marshals out here, please. If I can get all my drivers from that last one, gonna need your help. Lineup for this one gonna be Bryant on the 1, Jovi 2, Brandon 3, Doug 4, Jordan 5, Brian 6, Tony 7, and let's get Steve on the number 8. All right, turn marshals gonna be Ryan, John, Lucas, James, Pat. Cool. Okay, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, someone's down here, I imagine. Okay, drivers ready. We are going racing in less than 5.
Transponder 80177739.
All right, they are off. Bryant full speed ahead, being pursued by a fast pack here.
Transponder 80177739. Steve Loom.
So we got Bryant just ahead of Jovi. Jovi just ahead of Doug. And we got Brandon in the 4, followed by BG, Jordan, Tony, and Steve. 35 seconds in. Your race leader down the back straight. Jovi starting to close in a bit here. Jovi and Doug both going 14.9 that last time by. Bryant having some trouble up front. Doug gets caught up for a second. We are 1 minute down with 5 minutes to go. Jovi 11 now out front. Doug LaRiviere in the 2 spot, followed by Goompa. And we got Brandon, Steve, Jordan, Brian, and Tony. And Jovi 11 with a pretty decent lead considering we're 1:15 down. 14.6 that time by for Jovi 11. So right now he is almost 4 seconds ahead of Doug. Doug almost 0.4 of a second ahead of Goompa. But Goompa making the move. Down the back straight they go. Bryant just ahead of Doug by 0.2 of a second. And we got 1.5 back to BP. BP 1.6 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.8 ahead of Steve. Steve 1.5 ahead of Brian. Brian 3 ahead of Tony. We're at $1.50 down with 4:10 to go. And careful at the wall ride, guys. Careful at the wall ride. So Jovi now 4.7 ahead of Bryant. Bryant 1.1 ahead of Doug. Doug 1 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 2 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.9 ahead of Steve. Steve 1.2 ahead of Brian. Got 3:40 to go, drivers. $2.30 down, $3.30 remains. So your race leader driving the black, orange, and white. Second place going to be blue and highlighter yellow. Third place car going to be the orange and gray of BP. 2:45 down, 3:15 remaining. Three down, 3 to go. Jovi 4.5 ahead of Bryant. Got Bryant 5.3 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 2.3 ahead of Doug. Doug 1.4 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.2 ahead of Brian. Brian 1.4 ahead of Jordan. Got 2:45 remaining here. Our race leader making his way through traffic. That's black, orange, white of Jovi 11. Race leader down the back straight. So we got 3:35 down, 2:25 to go. All right, we got 3 blue and yellow cars in this race. So I'm just saying, if you paint your car blue and yellow, it will be confiscated by race control. Got 2 minutes to go, drivers. Jovi 11, 4 seconds ahead of Bryant. Bryant 6.8 ahead of BP. BP 2.2 ahead of Doug. Doug 3.9 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.2 ahead of Brian. BG 2.5 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 12 ahead of Tony. Minute 40 remaining, drivers. And right after this race, we are going to begin our track change. Minute 30 to go, drivers. Minute 15 to go. And closest battle going to be Steve, Brian, and Jordan. These guys fighting for that final spot in the top 5. Oh, BG eating a few dots.
1 minute left.
You heard the man. A minute to go. Jovi holding down a 4-second lead. Got Goompa 8 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 1.5 ahead of Doug. 45 seconds remain. 30 seconds left. Twenty seconds remaining. Closest battle is going to still be Steve versus Brian. 10 seconds left, drivers. And time has expired. Jovi gets caught at the line.
Doug Lariviere done.
Almost getting 25 laps in this main event.
LT Gray done. Steve Lung done. Rice Cakes Supreme done.
And that will
All
be a
drivers
race, guys.
finished.
Give me Jovi taking the
BP
W
done.
tonight. Bryant 2, Brandon 3, followed by Doug, Steve, Brian, Tony, and Jordan. All right, folks, that concludes our final race on this track. So if you guys want to get started, we're basically going to flip all the jumps. Keep them where they are. Just flip the direction. And I'll be down shortly to give further guidance. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We're going to be doing it again on Friday. Friday. And I believe we are racing on-road this weekend as well. All right, everyone. Goodbye and good night.